Ah, night travelers and dreamers, get ready to embark on a journey that will calm your minds and cradle your hearts into the deepest slumber. Can you imagine living in a place where time is dictated by the tides and the ocean's melody is the only lullaby? Well, our destination tonight is a desert island, a peaceful and mysterious refuge. If you love getting lost in narratives that soothe the soul and prepare you for restful sleep, you've found the right place. My name is your name, channel name, and here, every night, we uncover unexplored worlds and stories that take you far from the day's worries. If you haven't joined our crew of dreamers yet, click the subscribe button now and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our nightly voyages. Get your pillow ready, snuggle in, because today's adventure begins. Asterisk, the sun was rising on the horizon, painting the sky with vibrant hues of orange and pink, a breathtaking spectacle of colors that under different circumstances Alex would have appreciated with a wide smile. However, for him, that particular sunrise brought with it an overwhelming sense of strangeness and profound disorientation. His eyelids fluttered open slowly, and the very first thing his blurred vision registered was the intense, boundless blue of a cloudless sky, so utterly unlike the familiar ceiling of his cozy bedroom back home. The fine, warm sand where his body lay sprawled was a stark and vivid reminder that he was unequivocally not in his bed. The rhythmic, gentle whisper of waves breaking softly on the distant shore was the only sound audible apart from the frantic, uneven thump of his own heart, which pounded a wild rhythm against his ribs. A distinct, salty, and wonderfully fresh scent permeated the air, mingling harmoniously with the subtly sweet aroma of some exotic, unidentified flower that he couldn't quite place. Slowly, with an effort that cost him dearly, Alex attempted to push himself upright, each muscle in his body protesting fiercely with sharp, unfamiliar aches. His head throbbed persistently, a dull ache behind his eyes, and the memories of the final moments before losing consciousness were frustratingly fragmented and disorienting. He could only recall fleeting glimpses, the terrifying ferocity of the storm, jagged lightning bolts violently tearing through the inky blackness of the night sky, and the merciless, violent pitching and rolling of the boat as it fought a losing battle against the raging sea, a perplexing blend of immense relief and suffocating. Panic began to settle deep within his chest. He was miraculously alive, a fact that brought immediate, profound gratitude. But the urgent question screamed in his mind, where? He desperately scanned his surroundings, and all he could discern was the boundless immensity of the ocean stretching out before him, a terrifying expanse of blue, and behind him an unbroken, dense line of towering palm trees and thick, untamed vegetation that seemed to swallow the horizon. There were no discernible structures, no faint wisps of smoke, no distant sounds indicating civilization, just pristine, untouched nature, overwhelming in its scale. The soft, gentle breeze that drifted inland from the sea caressed his face, carrying with it an overwhelming sense of profound solitude, yet, paradoxically, also an odd, exhilarating feeling of newfound freedom. He was utterly alone, completely at the mercy of this unknown place, a solitary shipwreck survivor on an island that appeared to have materialized from the very fabric of time itself, ancient and undisturbed, his body still radiating a dull, persistent ache, cried out for desperately needed rest, but his mind was already operating at maximum alertness. Survival, he instinctively knew, was now the singular, overriding priority, overshadowing all other thoughts and desires. He understood with chilling clarity that he would have to embark on an immediate exploration, to systematically search for fresh water, some form of sustenance, and, most crucially, a secure shelter before the inevitable descent of nightfall. The wild, untamed beauty of the island was undeniably captivating, with its stretches of pristine white sand beaches that seemed to glow under the burgeoning sun, and its elegant, gracefully swaying palm trees that bowed in silent welcome. However, lurking just beneath this idyllic facade of natural splendor, there was the harsh, unyielding reality of an unforgiving and relentless environment. Every single day would be a relentless test, a new and arduous challenge to overcome, demanding every ounce of his ingenuity and resilience. Alex took his first tentative step onto the soft, yielding sand, feeling the fine, warm texture gently give way beneath his bare toes. With each subsequent, deliberate movement, the persistent ache in his muscles gradually began to subside, slowly but surely, giving way to a burgeoning sensation of fierce determination. He understood with stark clarity that there was no time to waste, as the sun was already relentlessly ascending higher in the sky, its heat intensifying with each passing moment, thoroughly warming the island. His immediate and most critical priority, he knew instinctively, was to locate a reliable source of fresh, potable water. He vividly recalled the crucial lesson that seawater was undrinkable, and that dehydration would prove to be an even more insidious and dangerous adversary than the gnawing pangs of hunger. His eyes, now keenly observant, meticulously scanned the vast landscape in every direction, desperately searching for any telltale signs of bubbling streams or hidden springs, life-giving veins within the island's heart. The dense line of towering palm trees, stretching seemingly endlessly along the distant shoreline, appeared to be the most promising direction, offering a glimmer of hope. Perhaps, he mused, a freshwater course meandered deeper into the island's interior, hidden by the lush foliage, or, failing that, he might be fortunate enough to discover young, green coconuts, bursting with their naturally sweet and nutritious liquid. Hope, fragile yet persistent, flickered like a small, guiding lighthouse amidst the overwhelming uncertainty that surrounded him, propelling him forward despite his weariness. As he painstakingly walked, he meticulously observed the diverse flora that flourished all around him. Strange, unfamiliar plants with broad, expansive leaves and vibrant, strikingly colorful flowers dotted the landscape, creating a bewildering tapestry of green and bloom. Some appeared benign, harmless to the touch, while others, he instinctively sensed, harbored potential dangers, their alluring beauty masking toxic properties. He knew with a survivalist's caution that he absolutely must not touch or consume anything he couldn't positively identify as safe, his life depending on it. The melodic, yet somewhat alien, sounds of exotic birds filled the air, a constant symphony of nature that, despite its inherent beauty, served as a stark reminder of his profound status as an isolated intruder. He felt an overwhelming sense of insignificance, a mere speck of humanity dwarfed by the sheer magnitude of that untouched, pristine ecosystem. His gaze involuntarily drifted back towards the boundless ocean, that vast, shimmering expanse of blue that stretched endlessly, separating him unequivocally from the familiar world he had once known. There were no discernible signs of distant boats or airplanes, no faint trails of smoke in the sky, just the overwhelming, unbroken immensity of the sea. The very idea of rescue, once a comforting thought, now seemed impossibly distant, almost an absurd fantasy in that moment. With each careful step, Alex consciously took deep, measured breaths, attempting to calm his frayed nerves and steady his racing mind. He vividly recalled stories of incredible survival that he had devoured in books and documentaries, and he knew with unwavering certainty that maintaining a cool head and employing logical thought were his most crucial allies in this desperate situation. Panic, he understood, would only lead to debilitating exhaustion and clouded judgment, a luxury he simply could not afford. The sun, now blazing fiercely overhead, was already radiating an intense, almost oppressive heat. He desperately needed to locate both shade and a reliable source of fresh water with utmost urgency, before his remaining strength completely deserted him. The pressing urgency of his dire situation relentlessly propelled him forward, one determined step at a time, deeper and deeper into the bewildering unknown. He felt undeniably small and vulnerable before the sheer grandeur of nature, yet his burning will to survive was an indomitable force, an inner fire that far surpassed any apparent obstacle or daunting challenge that lay in his path. This determination was his shield, his sword, and his unwavering beacon in the face of overwhelming odds, a silent promise to himself that he would not yield. As Alex painstakingly pushed his way through the dense, tangled vegetation, a refreshing current of cooler air gently brushed against his skin, a welcome contrast to the oppressive, humid heat of the beach. This subtle yet distinct sign, faint as it was, reignited a flickering ember of hope within him, a fragile glimmer of light amidst the overwhelming uncertainty. He instinctively sharpened his senses, intently trying to pinpoint the precise origin of that blessed current of air and, more importantly, whether it was connected to a much-desired source of fresh water. His most urgent and fervent wish at that moment. His bare feet sank slightly into the soft, yielding, damp earth, and the rich, earthy aroma of wet soil mingled with the distinct scent of decaying vegetation intensified with each deliberate step. The soft rustle of leaves under his feet was muffled by the sheer density of the towering forest, which enveloped him in a verdant, mysterious embrace, almost suffocating in its intimacy. Then, suddenly, he heard it, a soft, gentle murmur, almost inaudible at first, gradually grew more distinct and unmistakable with every careful step he took deeper into the verdant labyrinth. It was the unequivocal sound of flowing water, clear and melodious, a sound that resonated deep within his very being. A powerful wave of profound relief washed over his tired body, an immense weight lifting from his shoulders, and a faint, weary smile slowly formed on his parched lips, a silent testament to his small but significant victory in this daunting odyssey. Pushing aside thick, intertwined branches and stubbornly clinging vines that seemed to deliberately block his path, Alex finally emerged into a small, sun-dappled clearing. There, nestled serenely among ancient, moss-covered rocks and an abundance of luxuriant, vibrant ferns, a crystal-clear stream of limpid water meandered gently, its surface shimmering invitingly. The water was exquisitely clear, so pristine and pure, its sparkling appearance beckoning him closer, an unexpected and precious gift from the benevolent hand of nature that he knew he would never, ever forget. With an almost reverent air, he carefully knelt down by the stream's edge, plunging his hands into the refreshingly cool water, feeling its revitalizing touch. He drank long, deep, and satisfying gulps, allowing the pure liquid to quench the burning thirst that had plagued him for so long. It was, without a doubt, the most delicious water he had ever tasted in his entire life, a soothing balm for his parched throat and an immediate, profound relief for his utterly exhausted mind. The gnawing, agonizing thirst that had tormented him had completely vanished, replaced by an invigorating sensation of complete renewal and profound gratitude. All around the tranquil stream, life teemed and vibrated with vibrant energy. Colorful, iridescent butterflies danced gracefully in the sun-dappled air, their wings a blur of motion, and countless tiny, shimmering fish swam serenely in the crystal-clear currents. Nature itself seemed to be joyously celebrating his remarkable discovery, as if the very stream were the pulsating heart of the island, generously bestowing life and vitality upon everything within its reach. Alex understood with a sudden, profound clarity that he had found much more than just a source of water. He had stumbled upon a true refuge, a critical starting point for his continued survival. That very stream, he instinctively knew, would become his constant companion, his unwavering source of life, and a perpetual reminder of the island's astonishing generosity. It was a true oasis of unwavering hope and abundant resources, a beacon in his desolate existence. He settled himself comfortably on the stream's verdant bank, his gaze fixed on the endless, steady flow of the water, and an overwhelming sensation of profound gratitude washed over him, filling his heart with an unfamiliar warmth. The island, which only hours earlier had seemed so hostile, unforgiving, and relentlessly implacable, was now slowly but surely beginning to reveal its hidden secrets and generously offer its invaluable gifts, one precious step at a time, slowly unveiling its enigmatic beauty and profound benevolence. With his thirst finally quenched and a renewed sense of vigor, Alex's mind, now clearer and more focused, immediately shifted its concentration to the next critical priority, finding suitable shelter. Nightfall was approaching with alarming rapidity, and he was keenly aware that temperatures could plummet drastically, and, more importantly, the island was likely home to various nocturnal creatures, some potentially dangerous. He desperately needed a secure place to rest, a sanctuary from the relentless elements and any lurking perils that the darkness might conceal. His eyes, now more accustomed to the island's terrain, meticulously scanned the immediate landscape surrounding the life-giving stream, searching intently for any promising rock formations or colossal trees with thick, sturdy trunks that could offer some semblance of protection. He vividly recalled the crucial lesson from survival guides that a makeshift shelter didn't necessarily need to be elaborate or complex, merely functional and, above all, safe enough to endure the night. The forest itself was a formidable and imposing entity, Its dense canopy, formed by towering trees whose interwoven branches created a thick emerald green roof overhead, filtering the dwindling sunlight into dappled patterns on the forest floor. The golden light of the setting sun was already beginning to filter dimly between the thick layers of leaves, casting long, eerie shadows and unmistakably signaling the rapid progression of the day. He knew, with a surge of adrenaline, that he had to act with decisive swiftness before the last vestiges of daylight completely faded. He made the strategic decision to follow the meandering course of the stream, harboring a silent hope that its winding path would eventually lead him to a more propitious location for building a proper shelter. The flowing water, he reasoned, served as a natural guide, and often intriguing geological formations or sheltered coves developed along the banks of such waterways. After several minutes of careful, deliberate walking through the ever-thickening undergrowth, Alex suddenly spotted something that made his heart leap with a jolt of exhilaration. An imposing, rugged rock formation loomed ahead, its massive presence creating a natural overhang that formed a small, inviting cavity beneath. It wasn't a true cave in the traditional sense, but it offered rudimentary yet effective protection against both the biting wind and any potential downpours of rain. The rough surface of the rock was generously covered by soft, verdant moss and intricate, delicate lichens, adding to its ancient appearance, and the entrance to the cavity itself was relatively narrow, a reassuring feature that would make it more secure against the unwelcome intrusion of animals. It was, undoubtedly, a highly improvised shelter, born of immediate necessity. Yet, in that desperate moment, it appeared to him as majestic and inviting as a grand palace. He meticulously inspected the entire area, meticulously checking for any unwanted or dangerous residents that might already be occupying his potential refuge. The earth beneath the rock's overhang was surprisingly dry, which was an excellent sign. Excessive humidity, he knew, was a formidable enemy in wild environments, promoting discomfort and disease. Alex then began the arduous task of systematically collecting large, resilient leaves and sturdy fallen branches from the surrounding forest floor, with the express intention of constructing a makeshift, yet surprisingly comfortable, bed. He understood the critical importance of comfort for adequate rest and the essential recovery of his dwindling energy reserves. Knowing that a good night's sleep was paramount for the following day's challenges. As he diligently worked, the sun began its final, dramatic descent, painting the vast sky with breathtaking strokes of fiery red and deep, calming purple. The island was slowly but surely preparing itself for the long, mysterious night ahead, and Alex, to his immense relief, felt a profound sense of newfound security, knowing that he finally had a place to shelter himself from the harsh elements and any lurking dangers. He was, little by little, learning the intricate art of reading nature's subtle signs, understanding its profound rhythms, and meticulously adapting his every action to them. That small, unpretentious shelter was far more than just a physical refuge. It was a potent symbol of his remarkable capacity to survive against all odds and, more importantly, a testament to his burgeoning, deeper connection with the very soul of the island, a silent promise of his continuing journey. With his thirst finally quenched and a rudimentary shelter secured, the gnawing pangs of hunger began to manifest with an even more intense and insistent urgency. Alex knew, with chilling clarity, that maintaining his energy levels was absolutely crucial for his continued survival, and therefore, finding a reliable source of food became the immediate and paramount challenge. He understood the critical importance of extreme caution, as not everything that appeared edible was necessarily safe, and the risk of ingesting something toxic could prove fatal, a mistake he could not afford to make. His gaze, by necessity, immediately drifted towards the towering coconut trees he had spotted earlier along the beach. He knew that ripe coconuts were an exceptionally valuable source of both hydrating water and nutritious, energy-rich pulp, a true gift of the island. However, the seemingly simple act, fibrous husks, would demand considerable physical effort and a precise technique that he would have to master. He also meticulously observed the various plants flourishing around the freshwater stream, keenly searching for any recognizable fruits or tubers that he could positively identify as edible and safe. The fragmented memories of various survival shows and documentaries he had watched years ago flickered to life in his mind, vividly reminding him of the paramount importance of correctly identifying plant species before consumption. Armed with a sturdy and reasonably flexible branch he had managed to find, Alex made his determined way back to the beach, where the majestic coconut trees curved elegantly towards the ocean, their fronds swaying gently in the breeze. He attempted, with considerable initial difficulty, to strike a coconut that appeared ripe and ready to fall, but his first few attempts proved fruitless, the fruit stubbornly clinging to its branch. Persistence, he knew, was the unwavering key to any semblance of success in such an unyielding and challenging environment. He tried again and again and again, each swing more determined than the last, until, finally, with a satisfying thud, a large coconut detached itself and landed softly on the yielding sand below. It was a small but significant victory, a tangible achievement that brought a fleeting, weary smile to his parched lips, offering a moment of precious relief in his arduous journey. Opening the coconut itself proved to be yet another unexpected challenge, its tough exterior resisting his initial efforts. He painstakingly used a sharp, jagged piece of rock, carefully but forcefully striking the fibrous husk, until, at last, a promising crack began to form. The fresh coconut water, when it finally flowed, was surprisingly sweet and wonderfully refreshing, instantly revitalizing him, and the soft, creamy pulp inside was a truly delectable feast, an unexpected treasure amidst the scarcity of his new reality. Alex understood with a growing sense of practicality that he would eventually need to diversify his diet to ensure long-term sustenance. But these readily available coconuts were an excellent and invaluable start. They provided the immediate, essential energy required to continue his relentless search for other vital resources, keeping his body strong and his mind active. He also ventured deeper into the mysterious forest, observing the myriad plants with even greater attention and a heightened sense of caution. He discovered several clusters of bright red, alluring, vibrant berries, but he wisely resisted the powerful temptation to consume them without absolute certainty of their safety, knowing that one wrong bite could prove fatal. Utmost caution, he reaffirmed, was his most reliable guide. Fishing in the freshwater stream, he considered, might be a viable option in the future, but at the moment he lacked any of the necessary equipment to attempt it effectively. For now, the various edible plants and the abundant coconuts would remain his primary source of sustenance, ensuring his immediate survival. The constant daily search for food served as an unwavering reminder of his profound dependence on the natural world around him. He was diligently learning to respect the island's precious resources and to utilize them with meticulous wisdom, ensuring that absolutely nothing went to waste, a true lesson in self-sufficiency. The initial night spent on the island was a perplexing blend of profound relief and unsettling anxiety for Alex. He was, thankfully, physically secure within his hastily constructed, improvised shelter. Yet the encroaching darkness seemed to possess an eerie ability to amplify every subtle sound emanating from the dense forest, transforming distant rustles into mysterious whispers and unknown movements into potential threats. The incessant chirping of unseen insects, the soft, barely audible rustling of leaves stirred by an unseen breeze, and the distant, haunting howls of unidentified nocturnal animals filled the thick, humid air, creating a disquieting symphony of the wild. He made a determined attempt to ignite a fire, laboriously rubbing sticks together, but his inexperience and the regrettable lack of suitable dry tinder made the arduous task incredibly difficult. Proving futile in the end, he resigned himself to the cold, opting instead to tightly wrap himself in a makeshift tangle of dry leaves, hoping to conserve his body heat and find some semblance of comfort against the biting chill of the night. Sleep, when it finally came, arrived in fragmented waves, constantly interrupted by every new, unfamiliar sound that pierced the darkness. He drifted into unsettling dreams of his familiar home, of the comforting faces of his family, and of the luxurious softness of his own bed, starkly contrasting with his harsh reality. The pang of longing and homesickness was a sharp, acute ache deep within his chest, a profound emotional pain that he felt intensely and persistently. However, with an unwavering inner resolve, he consciously refused to surrender to the creeping tendrils of despair, holding steadfast to his determination to survive. On the subsequent night, after relentless effort and a stroke of luck, Alex finally managed to ignite a small, sputtering fire, its weak flame a beacon against the oppressive darkness. The flickering, dancing flame cast eerie, fantastical shadows onto the rough, uneven walls of the rock shelter, imbuing the space with a primitive, almost magical ambience. The radiating heat from the tiny fire was wonderfully comforting, a much-needed warmth against the cool night air, and its soft light effectively chased away the lingering fears of the oppressive darkness, creating a small, precious oasis of security amidst the untamed wilderness. The distinct scent of smoke and burning wood permeated the air, creating a uniquely comforting and strangely familiar aroma, a primal sense of home in an alien land. He settled himself comfortably near the crackling fire, his gaze drawn upwards to the countless stars that glittered with an almost unimaginable intensity in the vast inky blackness of the night sky, unobstructed by the light pollution of distant cities. The myriad sounds of the island were still present, a constant, subtle hum of life, but they seemed notably less threatening with the comforting presence of the fire nearby, its light a shield. He felt a burgeoning, subtle connection to that place, as if the island itself was slowly, tentatively beginning to accept him as one of its own. He recalled snippets of stories about ancient navigators who expertly guided themselves by the celestial bodies, their journeys dictated by the stars. Perhaps, he mused, he too could learn to read the intricate patterns of the sky, to orient himself, and to intimately understand the profound rhythms of nature, becoming more attuned to his new environment. The sheer physical exhaustion that gripped him was immense, a heavy weight on his limbs. Yet Alex's mind remained remarkably active and alert, meticulously planning his next crucial steps. He understood with unwavering clarity that survival was a complex game of intricate patience and unyielding perseverance, and that each passing day would inevitably bring with it new lessons and unforeseen challenges. The comforting warmth from the tiny, crackling fire gradually lulled him into a deeper, more peaceful and tranquil sleep than he had experienced in days. He dreamt vividly of a future where he would not only overcome, but truly master all the daunting challenges of the island, a future where he would emerge as a true, self-sufficient inhabitant of that wild and untamed paradise, a master of his own destiny. In the days that relentlessly followed his initial awakening, Alex dedicated himself with unwavering purpose to systematically exploring the immediate surroundings of his makeshift base camp. He knew instinctively that for any chance of long-term survival, he would have to meticulously map the island, discerning its geographical features and comprehensively uncover all of its hidden resources. Every single walk, no matter how brief, was an opportunity for a new and vital discovery, a step closer to a complete understanding of his new wild home. During one of his purposeful excursions, he stumbled upon a small, secluded freshwater lagoon completely hidden from casual view amidst the dense, almost impenetrable vegetation. It was an extraordinarily tranquil spot, its still surface adorned with delicate, floating water lilies, and teeming with countless small, shimmering fish that darted playfully beneath the clear surface. It was a true oasis of profound peace and serene renewal, a truly precious, hidden treasure, a natural sanctuary for both his body and his soul. In the course of his extensive explorations, Alex also, fortunately, discovered an area boasting an abundance of fruit-bearing trees that he was able to confidently identify as safe for human consumption. Wild mangoes, papayas, and bananas, bursting with natural sweetness, proved to be an incredibly welcome and nutritious addition to his otherwise monotonous diet of coconuts, significantly enriching his caloric intake and providing vital vitamins. The forest, once a seemingly mysterious and intimidating labyrinth, was slowly but surely beginning to reveal its intricate secrets to him, proving to be a place of unexpected wonder. He meticulously learned how to move with a remarkable stealth and silence among the towering trees, how to identify the subtle sounds of various animals, and, crucially, how to accurately recognize the nuanced signs of nature, transforming him into a keen master of observation. He frequently caught glimpses of brilliantly colored birds with strikingly vibrant plumage, their feathers a kaleidoscope of hues, and observed curious, agile monkeys that cautiously watched him from their lofty perches in the treetops, their bright eyes full of intrigue. He also spotted countless camouflaged lizards that blended almost perfectly with the intricate foliage, their stillness a testament to their survival skills. The island, he realized, was an awe-inspiring sanctuary of diverse wildlife, a constant living spectacle of vibrant life and continuous movement with each passing day. Alex felt an ever-deepening sense of ease and belonging within that challenging yet captivating environment. The initial overwhelming fear that had gripped him was gradually being replaced by a profound sense of respect and genuine admiration for the untouched, pristine wilderness that surrounded him. He consciously began to systematically gather various materials to significantly improve his existing shelter, such as larger, more resilient palm leaves for a more robust roof and sturdy vines to securely bind the new structural elements. Little by little, his crude refuge was slowly but surely transforming into a more durable and reliable abode. The pervasive solitude remained a constant companion, a quiet presence that never fully departed, but he was diligently learning to coexist with it, to find peace in its silence. The myriad sounds of the island had become his new music, a soothing symphony that accompanied his every waking moment, and the breathtaking landscape served as his new canvas, a source of endless inspiration. He was meticulously forging a new, purposeful routine, adapting with grace to the demands of his surroundings and discovering a profound sense of purpose and meaning in every single task he undertook. The act of exploration itself was also a vital means of keeping his mind actively engaged, a crucial strategy to effectively ward off the insidious, creeping tendrils of boredom and the debilitating clutches of despair and melancholy. He steadfastly focused on the demanding present, on the daily challenges that confronted him, and on the succession of small yet significant victories that relentlessly propelled him forward, diligently keeping the fragile flame of hope burning brightly within. His soul. Alex began to meticulously observe and understand the intricate rhythms of the island, a complex symphony of natural cycles. The tide, he noticed, consistently rose and fell with predictable regularity, alternately revealing and then submerging different sections of the beach, a constant, mesmerizing cycle that dictated his movements and opportunities. The sun, too, faithfully rose and set in an unwavering, constant cycle, its journey across the sky dictating the precise rhythm of his daily activities, from foraging to resting. He diligently learned to accurately predict the ebb and flow of the tides strategically, utilizing them to collect an abundance of various shells and small, edible mollusks that were left exposed by the receding waters. The expansive beach, he realized, had become his new, boundless supermarket, generously offering abundant resources for those who knew how and when to seek them, a true source of sustenance. The wind, an invisible yet ever-present force, consistently blew from different directions throughout the day, bringing with it the distinct bracing scent of the vast ocean, or, at other times, the wonderfully sweet aroma of the forest's exotic flowers. He felt the gentle caress of the breeze on his face, a constant, soothing touch from the island itself, a living, breathing entity. The tropical rains, often intense yet fleeting, would come and go with remarkable speed, refreshing the humid air and reliably replenishing the freshwater stream. Alex, with his growing ingenuity, meticulously learned to construct a rudimentary system to collect the precious rainwater, significantly increasing his reserves and ensuring a constant, reliable supply of potable water. The innate rhythm of the island, he understood, was a profound reminder of both the impermanence of things and the constant, inevitable process of change. He was diligently learning to flow gracefully with the natural world, to adapt seamlessly to its unpredictable whims, and to consistently find profound beauty in its perpetual, mesmerizing transformation. He would often sit quietly on the beach, his gaze fixed on the vast, shimmering expanse of the ocean, and feel an increasingly deep and spiritual connection to the boundless blue that stretched out before him. The sea, which initially had appeared as a formidable and unforgiving enemy, was now slowly transforming into a benevolent source of sustenance and a perpetual reminder of the world's immense vastness, a bridge to other places. As days slowly, yet relentlessly turned into weeks, and weeks into months, Alex felt an ever-deepening sense of belonging, feeling increasingly at home on the island. He was now unmistakably in sync with the island's intricate patterns, a respectful and harmonious resident of its wild, untamed kingdom. Time itself seemed to stretch endlessly, losing its rigid structure and becoming more fluid, more malleable. In this pristine environment, dictated solely by nature's clock, on the island, time was no longer measured by the artificial constructs of hours or minutes, but by the profound experiences and invaluable lessons learned by each new discovery and challenge. Learning to live in complete harmony with the island's inherent rhythm was a profound lesson in unwavering patience and graceful acceptance, a direct path towards inner peace and profound contentment. Alex was slowly, yet steadily becoming an integral part of it, an essential link in the vibrant chain of life that thrived on that untouched ancient land, living in perfect harmony with everything that surrounded him. As the days continued to unfold, Alex felt an increasing and pressing need to significantly upgrade his rudimentary shelter. The small rock overhang, though initially functional and providing a semblance of protection, simply didn't offer the ideal defense against the island's more intense, heavy downpours and the relentless, driving winds. He harbored a strong desire to construct something far more durable and inherently comfortable, a true and lasting home that could withstand the elements. His mind, now brimming with newfound practical knowledge, began to meticulously plan the construction. He carefully observed the myriad trees surrounding his camp, keenly searching for straight, sturdy trunks and resilient branches that could serve as the foundational framework for his new structure. The large, broad palm leaves, abundant and naturally waterproof, would form the perfect roofing material, an efficient and readily available resource. The actual construction process, he knew, would prove to be an arduous and demanding undertaking, requiring immense patience and boundless creativity. He was committed to utilizing only the resources that the island generously offered him, transforming them with his own hands into a habitable dwelling. Every single knot he tied, every piece of wood he meticulously fitted together would be crafted with the utmost care and precision, ensuring the structural integrity of his new abode. He strategically located a new, slightly elevated site, offering a commanding view of both the vast shimmering ocean and the dense green expanse of the forest. The terrain there was notably firm and efficiently drained, making it an ideal spot for a more permanent construction, providing a stable and dry foundation for his new home. Alex then began the laborious task of carefully cutting the thinner tree trunks, using a sharp, jagged piece of rock as his primary tool. This process was incredibly slow and physically exhausting, each chop a testament to his determination. He felt the persistent ache and protest in his muscles with every swing, but the compelling vision of his new shelter slowly taking shape spurred him on, providing the necessary energy to continue. The resilient vines, tough and pliable, would serve as his natural ropes, meticulously binding the structural elements of the shelter together with unwavering firmness. He diligently learned to tie strong, secure knots, ensuring the unyielding stability of his newly built home. A testament to his growing skills, the large, overlapping palm leaves were meticulously woven and layered together, forming a dense, waterproof roof that promised to repel even the heaviest rains. The interior of the shelter, he envisioned, would be dry and well protected, a truly safe refuge against the unpredictable elements, a personal sanctuary in the heart of the wilderness. He worked tirelessly from the first light of dawn until the last vestiges of sunset, driven by an unyielding determination to create a secure and lasting home. With each passing day, the shelter visibly grew in size and complexity, a powerful testament to his remarkable resilience and ingenious resourcefulness, a living monument to his ability to build from nothing. When he finally completed the arduous construction, Alex felt an immense surge of profound pride and satisfaction. It was a simple structure, unadorned and practical, but it was unequivocally his, meticulously built with his own bare hands. The improved shelter was far more than just a roof over his head. It was a potent symbol of his remarkable capacity to not only survive, but to truly thrive on the island. A clear indication of his triumph over adversity. Alex had, through persistent trial and error, masterfully conquered the intricate art of making fire using friction, a skill that proved absolutely essential for his continued survival on the island. The fire, he quickly learned, provided much more than just warmth and protection from lurking predators. It also fundamentally transformed his raw food sources, making them safer and more palatable, and, crucially, it purified the otherwise undrinkable water, rendering it safe for consumption. He diligently maintained a small, constant fire near his shelter, carefully feeding it with dry wood and fallen branches he meticulously collected from the forest floor. The distinctive scent of smoke and burning wood became a familiar and profoundly comforting aroma, a constant reminder of his growing mastery over one of the most vital elements for human existence. With the aid of his precious fire, he could now expertly cook the fish and mollusks he caught, making them significantly more flavorful and, more importantly, much safer for consumption, eliminating the risk of illness. Even the various fruits he foraged could be gently roasted over the glowing embers, enhancing their natural flavors and aromas, adding a new dimension to his limited diet. The fire also served as an invaluable source of light during the long, oppressive nights, allowing him to continue his various activities even after the sun had completely set, extending his productive hours. He could now work diligently on further improving his shelter, meticulously repair his crude tools, or simply sit by the glowing embers, gazing up at the countless stars, feeling safer and more productive. His small but potent campfire also functioned as a flickering beacon of hope, a silent prayer to the vast world beyond. He often imagined, with a surge of anticipation, that one day a passing ship might miraculously spot his column of smoke curling upwards into the sky and finally come to his rescue. The dancing flame, he realized, was a tangible link to the outside world, a silent, desperate message of his continued existence. He was diligently learning to control the fire's intensity, to skillfully increase or diminish its heat and light, to use it with meticulous wisdom, thereby becoming a true master of this fundamental element. It was a delicate, intricate dance between man and nature, a profound and mutual respect for its immense power. The soft, rhythmic crackle of the burning wood was a soothing, meditative melody, a consistent sound that gently lulled him into a deeper, more peaceful sleep. He felt an undeniable sense of profound security nestled beside the fire, knowing he was protected from the many dangers that the night might conceal. The fire, he realized, was more than just a tool. It was a loyal partner, a constant friend, an extension of his own hands, serving him faithfully. He had successfully tamed the wild flame, and it, in turn, served him with unwavering devotion, illuminating his perilous path and perpetually warming his very soul, providing an immense sense of comfort. Furthermore, the persistent presence of the campfire effectively deterred most insects and smaller animals, ensuring his nights were significantly more tranquil and secure. It formed an invisible, yet highly effective barrier against the constant threats posed by the untamed wilderness, allowing him truly restorative rest. As the relentless march of time continued on the island, Alex eventually decided that it was time to broaden his foraging horizons and attempt to fish in the vast, open ocean. While the freshwater stream near his camp consistently provided smaller, edible fish, he knew with certainty that the boundless sea teemed with much larger, more substantial, and significantly more nutritious creatures. The daunting challenge, however, lay in crafting the necessary tools for this new, ambitious endeavor. As he possessed nothing but his own ingenuity, he painstakingly spent several days meticulously searching the island's shores and inner reaches for suitable materials. He eventually located a strong, yet remarkably flexible, branch that he determined would serve perfectly as a rudimentary fishing rod. For the fishing line itself, he carefully extracted the robust fibers from a particular resilient plant, patiently and skillfully twisting and braiding them together, strand by painstaking strand, until they formed a remarkably strong and reliable cord. The most difficult component to fashion was undoubtedly the hook itself. He meticulously selected a sharp, jagged piece of seashell. Then, with painstaking care and precision, he laboriously ground and shaped it against a larger, abrasive stone until it transformed into a crude but functional barbed hook. It was an exceptionally delicate and intricate task, demanding immense precision and unwavering concentration, pushing his crafting skills to their limits. Armed with his newly fashioned improvised fishing tools, Alex made his determined way to the beach, where the rhythmic ocean waves broke gently and consistently against the pristine white sand. He carefully chose a specific location where the water appeared notably deeper, yet remained safely accessible, minimizing any unnecessary risks to himself. With a deep breath, he expertly cast his handmade line into the vast expanse of the sea, using a small, freshly picked piece of fruit as his chosen bait. The waiting period was agonizingly long, stretching seemingly endlessly. and the sun beat down relentlessly on his exposed face, intensifying the heat. However, unwavering persistence, he knew, was his most invaluable ally in this solitary quest. Then, suddenly, with a jolt that sent a thrill through him, he felt a distinct, powerful tug on his line. Alex's heart immediately pounded in his chest, a frantic drum against his ribs, and he instinctively pulled back on the line with all his might, fighting fiercely against the unseen, struggling resistance of the creature on the other end. It was, to his immense surprise and delight, a surprisingly large fish, its scales shimmering a brilliant, iridescent silver in the sunlight. With a final, desperate surge of effort, he managed to skillfully drag the writhing fish onto the soft, yielding sand. It was an undeniable, glorious victory, a tangible testament to his ingenious resourcefulness and his remarkable ability to adapt seamlessly to the unforgiving environment around him. The magnificent fish, he knew, would provide a veritable feast, supplying him with much-needed protein and essential nutrients crucial for his sustained diet. He would carefully carry it back to his camp and painstakingly roast it over the glowing embers of his campfire, savoring every precious bite and celebrating his hard-won triumph. The success of ocean fishing opened up an entirely new world of vital possibilities for Alex, expanding his food sources significantly. He now understood that, with unwavering patience and diligent skill, he could tap into the seemingly inexhaustible bounty of the sea, securing an endless supply of nourishment for his ongoing survival. He was diligently learning to master a new element, the ocean itself, and further expanding his ever-growing repertoire of crucial survival skills, becoming a true master of his isolated domain, the dense forest, which had initially seemed like a mysterious and overwhelmingly intimidating place, slowly but surely began to reveal its hidden secrets to Alex. He dedicated countless hours to meticulously exploring its intricate pathways, diligently learning about the myriad plants and diverse animals that called it home. Each towering tree, every unassuming shrub, seemed to subtly whisper new and vital information to him, contributing to his growing understanding. He discovered numerous trees laden with fruits that he had never encountered before, yet, surprisingly, they proved to be both edible and incredibly delicious, bursting with natural sweetness. The island, he realized, was an immense, natural botanical garden, boasting an astonishing infinity of flavors and aromas, a true sensory banquet waiting to be explored. Alex also diligently learned how to accurately identify various medicinal plants, those that possessed the remarkable ability to alleviate aches and pains, or effectively treat the various wounds and ailments he inevitably acquired. Nature, he understood, had become his primary pharmacy, generously offering potent remedies for his many physical afflictions, a crucial and invaluable knowledge in his profound isolation. He meticulously observed the various animals, diligently learning their intricate habits and distinct behaviors. Playful monkeys swung gracefully through the treetops, their curious eyes observing him from a safe distance, while vibrant birds flew in majestic flocks, their calls echoing through the canopy. Countless lizards, masters of camouflage, blended almost perfectly with the intricate foliage, their stillness a testament to their survival instincts. The forest, he now comprehended, was a pulsating, vibrant ecosystem, brimming with life and constant, captivating movement, a true spectacle to behold. With each passing day, Alex felt an ever-deepening sense of ease and belonging within that challenging yet captivating environment. The initial pervasive fear that had once gripped him was gradually being replaced by a profound sense of respect and genuine admiration for the untouched, pristine wilderness that surrounded him. He walked through the forest with a newfound reverence, acutely aware of both the breathtaking beauty and the delicate fragility of that precious environment. During one of his deeper explorations, he stumbled upon a hidden waterfall, its crystal clear, water cascading gracefully into a pristine, natural pool below. It was a truly serene and breathtakingly beautiful place, a tranquil refuge for his often racing thoughts. He could immerse himself in the refreshing, cool water, feeling completely renewed and revitalized, both physically and spiritually. The forest, he realized, was a profound teacher, imparting invaluable lessons about the delicate balance of life and death, about the intricate interconnectedness of all living things. He diligently learned to read nature's subtle signs, to intimately understand its gentle whispers and profound mysteries, becoming an integral part of its language. The sheer biodiversity of the island was truly impressive, a powerful testament to the astonishing richness of its wild inhabitants. Alex found himself constantly marveling at the incredible variety of shapes, vibrant colors, and diverse sounds that the forest generously offered, an endless and captivating spectacle. He would spend countless hours simply observing, feeling the gentle caress of the breeze on his face and inhaling the rich, earthy scent of the damp soil beneath his feet. The forest, he now understood, was more than just a collection of trees. It was a sacred temple, and he, in his profound humility, was one of its most devoted and respectful worshippers, finding an unparalleled sense of peace and belonging within its hallowed grounds. Even with the reliable freshwater stream located near his camp, Alex knew with unwavering certainty that mastering the art of water collection was an absolutely crucial skill, especially in unforeseen emergencies or when venturing into the drier, more arid regions of the island. He meticulously refined his methods of water harvesting, constantly seeking out innovative ways to increase his efficiency and ensure a consistent supply. He diligently learned to utilize large, concave leaves, cleverly positioning them to funnel and collect precious rainwater, directing it into his various improvised containers. This ingenious method proved to be an exceptionally efficient way to harness the natural resources, guaranteeing an invaluable supplemental supply of fresh water, particularly during heavy downpours. Alex also ingeniously discovered how to meticulously dig small, shallow holes in the fine sand of the beach, allowing the naturally filtered fresh water, which often lay just beneath the surface, to slowly seep in and be collected. This was a remarkably clever method, though it demanded considerable patience and a keen, watchful eye. As the water collected slowly, he made it an absolute priority to ensure that all of his various improvised containers were consistently filled to the brim, thereby guaranteeing a perpetual and reliable supply of potable drinking water. Proper hydration, he understood, was absolutely fundamental for maintaining his health and overall well-being, making it a non-negotiable daily priority in his survival routine. The constant act of water collection served as a powerful and recurring reminder of the profound importance of meticulous planning and comprehensive preparation for the unpredictable future. He was, with unwavering diligence, always one step ahead, instinctively anticipating his needs and tirelessly seeking out creative and practical solutions to every potential challenge. The island, while undeniably generous in its offerings, was also incredibly demanding, requiring unwavering diligence and constant effort to extract its resources. He understood that he needed to be perpetually diligent in all his tasks, ensuring that every single one of his vital resources was meticulously accounted for and in perfect order, leaving no room for oversight. He also diligently learned how to effectively filter the collected water, employing various layers of meticulously gathered sand, fine gravel, and purified charcoal to thoroughly remove any impurities, ensuring its safety. The filtered water, once consumed, was impeccably clean and perfectly safe to drink, a direct result of his concerted effort and innate intelligence, a testament to his resourcefulness. The art of water collection was, without a doubt, a vital and life-sustaining skill that consistently kept him alive and healthy amidst the challenges of the wild. He felt an immense surge of newfound confidence, knowing with certainty that he possessed the ability to procure life-sustaining water even under the most challenging and adverse conditions the island could throw at him. Every single drop of water he collected was utterly precious, a sacred gift from the benevolent island that he cherished and respected with profound gratitude. He would drink each mouthful with deep appreciation, acutely aware of the boundless abundance of nature and his own remarkable capacity to obtain it through his ingenuity and persistent effort. As the days relentlessly stretched into weeks and the weeks slowly bled into months, Alex found himself without the artificial construct of a calendar. Yet he could distinctly feel the passage of time marked by the subtle yet significant changes in nature around him. The distinct seasons alternated with predictable regularity, each bringing with it new, evolving landscapes and fresh, unique challenges, a constant and predictable cycle that governed his existence. He meticulously observed the growth of the various plants, the intricate life cycles of the animals, and the gradual shift in the sun's intensity as it traversed the sky. The island, he realized, functioned as its own organic clock, meticulously marking the passage of time with its own unique melody and inherent rhythm, a silent, natural cadence. His hair and beard had grown long and untamed, forming a thick, protective mane, and his skin had darkened considerably, becoming noticeably more resilient and sun-weathered. He had undergone a profound physical transformation, becoming undeniably stronger and far better adapted to the demanding environment, truly becoming a child of the island. The various scars etched upon his body served as a silent physical chronicle of his arduous journey, small, jagged cuts from sharp branches, lingering scratches from rough stones, and mild sunburns from prolonged exposure. These were not merely blemishes, but potent marks of his survival, tangible symbols of his unwavering resilience and relentless self-overcoming etched into his very being. He had, inevitably, lost all precise notion of specific dates, but the concept of time on the island was fundamentally different. It was no longer measured by the artificial ticking of hours or minutes, but by the profound experiences he lived, the invaluable lessons he learned, and each new, vital discovery he made. The pervasive solitude, which had initially been a source of agonizing anguish, gradually transformed into a quiet, almost comforting companion. He diligently learned to embrace his own company, to attentively listen to the intricate labyrinth of his own thoughts, and to discover a profound sense of peace within the serene quietude of the island and the depths of his own mind. He meticulously carved small, deliberate marks into the bark of a nearby tree adjacent to his shelter, a rudimentary yet crucial record of the passing days. It was a tangible way to maintain his sanity, to retain a vital sense of continuity in his isolated existence, a grounding practice. The passage of time on the island presented a perplexing paradox. It seemed to stretch out infinitely, each day feeling like an eternity, yet simultaneously it appeared to pass with remarkable rapidity. Each new day was an entire lifetime, compressed, brimming with countless discoveries and demanding challenges, a continuous flow of unique moments. Alex was diligently learning the profound art of living fully in the present moment, to appreciate every fleeting second, and to consistently find beauty in the simplest, most fundamental aspects of existence. The island, he realized, was relentlessly teaching him about the true, unadulterated essence of life, compelling him to value what truly mattered. He was gradually becoming a master of living in the absolute now, detached from the lingering regrets of the past and the uncertain anxieties of the future, entirely focused on the powerful present, at night, when the fire crackled softly, casting dancing shadows, and the myriad sounds of the island gradually settled into a peaceful hum. Alex would invariably sit on the pristine beach and gaze up at the countless stars. The night sky above him was an awe-inspiring spectacle of brilliant luminosity and profound mystery, completely unmarred by the light pollution of distant cities, a truly breathtaking and unadulterated vision. He could readily identify a few familiar constellations, recalling fragmented memories from the astronomy classes he had taken back in school. The formidable Ursa Major, the smaller Ursa Minor, and the majestic sweep of the Milky Way were comforting, familiar companions, serving as his celestial guides in the vast darkness. He then began to diligently learn how to utilize these stars for precise orientation, how to accurately locate true north, and how to effectively plot his course for future explorations. The night sky, he realized, was his expansive, intricate map, a reliable guide for his journeys, functioning as a natural compass in his solitary expedition. The act of observing the stars connected him to the vast, boundless universe, to something infinitely larger and more profound than himself. He felt undeniably small and insignificant, a mere speck in the cosmic tapestry. Yet paradoxically, he also felt an intrinsic part of something grand and timeless, a profound sense of belonging. He often imagined the countless people on the other side of the world, looking up at the very same stars, perhaps even thinking of him, sending silent prayers. The fragile hope of eventual rescue never completely abandoned him. It was an invisible, shimmering thread that connected him to humanity. The stars themselves were like countless tiny lighthouses, incessantly twinkling in the deep, inky blackness, seemingly sending silent messages of enduring hope and enigmatic mystery across the vast expanse of space. he found himself contemplating the profound possibility of life on other distant planets, pondering the astonishing vastness of the cosmos and its countless unexplored secrets stretching his imagination. The night, he realized, was a sacred time for deep reflection and quiet contemplation. He would vividly recall memories of his life before the island, dwelling on his past dreams and ambitious aspirations, on everything he had reluctantly left behind. The sheer beauty of the stars consistently brought him a profound sense of inner peace, even amidst his pervasive loneliness and isolation. It was a constant reminder of the intrinsic beauty of the world, even in its most remote and untouched corners, offering a deep and pervasive solace. He would often make silent wishes upon falling stars, fervently praying for a miraculous rescue, for a chance to finally return to his beloved home and family. But in the interim, he vowed he would resolutely continue to live, to learn, and to grow on the island, with unwavering resilience and an enduring spirit. While the island, in many aspects, proved to be astonishingly generous and benevolent, Alex, through relentless observation, also began to discover its harsher, more unforgiving side. There were vast areas characterized by remarkably dense and painfully thorny vegetation, rendering them incredibly difficult to traverse without injury, and towering, treacherous rock formations that were perilously steep and exceedingly dangerous to attempt scaling, demanding the utmost caution. He quickly encountered various venomous insects, their vibrant colors often a warning, and numerous plants that exuded irritating and even toxic saps upon contact. Nature, he learned, in all its undeniable beauty and grandeur, could also be relentlessly implacable and demand absolute respect, serving as a constant and chilling reminder of its inherent dangers. He diligently learned to exercise extreme caution, to meticulously observe his surroundings before taking any action, and to accurately recognize the subtle yet crucial signs of impending danger. Experience, he understood, was his most invaluable teacher, and he was perpetually learning, continuously honing his vital survival skills with each passing day. The tropical storms that frequently swept across the island were nothing short of powerful, often escalating into violent tempests, unleashing furious winds that snapped ancient trees and colossal waves that mercilessly swallowed significant portions of the beach, reshaping the coastline. During these ferocious weather events, he would seek immediate refuge in his sturdy shelter, often feeling the very earth tremble beneath his feet. A visceral experience of nature's overwhelming force. The sheer power of the natural world, reflected, was both utterly overwhelming and profoundly awe-inspiring. A truly humbling spectacle of immense power. He witnessed firsthand the relentless effects of erosion, the dramatic changes in the island's coastline, and the numerous trees that were effortlessly toppled by the sheer force of the wind. The island itself, he realized, was in a constant state of dynamic transformation, perpetually molded and reshaped by the powerful, relentless elements. He diligently learned to deeply respect the raw power of nature, understanding that he could not defy it, but rather he had to humbly adapt himself to its every whim and demand. His very survival hinged entirely on his profound ability to gracefully bend and yield to the relentless forces of the elements, embracing humility even during the most challenging and terrifying moments. Alex consistently managed to find a strange, captivating beauty in the untamed fury of nature. The jagged lightning bolts violently tearing across the night sky, the colossal waves crashing with immense force against the shore, all created a powerful and mesmerizing dance of elemental power. The island, he profoundly understood, served as a constant reminder of humanity's utter insignificance when juxtaposed with the sheer magnitude of nature's grandeur. He was a mere tiny being in a world of immeasurable vastness, a mere speck in the immense cosmos. He felt a profound sense of humility and immense gratitude for the extraordinary opportunity to witness the raw, unadulterated power of nature in its purest and most primal state. With each new tempest that raged, he found himself becoming remarkably stronger, more resilient, and increasingly steadfast. The island, he mused, was effectively forging him into an unyielding survivor, a true warrior of the wild. He knew instinctively that nature was an uncontrollable force, one that could not be tamed or dominated, but that it could, with diligent effort, be profoundly understood and ultimately respected, allowing for a harmonious coexistence. Alex knew that maintaining a consistent and structured routine was absolutely crucial for preserving his sanity on the island. He diligently woke with the first light of dawn, dedicating his mornings to the essential tasks of foraging for food and collecting water, and his afternoons to construction, repairs, or exploration. This rigid structure, he found, was instrumental in keeping his mind actively engaged and effectively warding off the insidious, creeping tendrils of boredom and the debilitating clutches of despair. His evenings were reserved for the comforting presence of the campfire, the meditative observation of the stars, and quiet, introspective reflection. He often found himself talking aloud, meticulously describing his daily activities and articulating his innermost thoughts. It was a peculiar yet vital way to maintain a semblance of conversation, to feel that he was not entirely alone, and to ensure he retained his lucidity in the face of profound isolation. He would frequently initiate small personal projects for himself, such as meticulously carving more efficient tools from wood or stone, or patiently weaving intricate baskets from various plant fibers. Manual labor, he discovered, was not only a practical necessity, but also a powerful form of self-expression and a crucial way to keep his cognitive and physical skills sharply honed. The luxury of reading, a pastime he once cherished, was now unavailable to him, but the island itself had become his comprehensive living book. He diligently learned to read nature's subtle signs, the intricate patterns of the wind, the delicate marks left in the sand, deciphering each message with growing expertise. He would often find himself humming familiar tunes or singing songs he vaguely remembered from his past life, melodies that spontaneously drifted into his mind. Music, he found, was a powerful way to keep his spirits elevated, to infuse a touch of joy and familiarity into his otherwise solitary existence. His carefully constructed routine served as an unwavering shield against the pervasive loneliness and the ever-present threat of despair. It was an essential method of imposing order and control in a world that was, by its very nature, chaotic and inherently unpredictable, creating a personal oasis of predictability. He consciously allowed himself moments of leisure and respite, such as swimming in the refreshing stream or quietly observing the island's diverse animal life. It was profoundly important, he knew, to strike a healthy balance between rigorous work and necessary rest, allowing time for contemplation and rejuvenation. His sanity was an absolute priority, a precious commodity, and he relentlessly fought for it every single day, recognizing its critical importance. The island, he understood, was his unforgiving prison. Yet, paradoxically, it also served as his intense training ground, his profound school of life, relentlessly forging his character and sharpening his wits. He was acutely aware that a healthy mind was just as vital as a healthy body, and that his mental well-being was absolutely crucial for his continued and successful survival in this harsh environment. Despite his remarkable adaptation to the island's challenging environment, Alex never, for a single moment, abandoned the faint yet persistent hope of eventual rescue. He would spend countless hours on the pristine beach, his gaze fixed intently on the vast, shimmering horizon, tirelessly searching for any conceivable sign of life, no matter how distant or subtle. He had painstakingly constructed a large, prominent bonfire on the beach, meticulously preparing it to be quickly ignited in the event of spotting a passing ship or the distant drone of an approaching airplane. The column of smoke, he knew, would serve as a powerful and unmistakable distress signal, a desperate message reaching out to the broader world beyond, a silent, fervent plea for salvation. He also meticulously arranged large stones on the sand, painstakingly forming the universally recognized letters SOS, a visible, silent appeal for urgent help. The relentless ocean waves would periodically wash away these carefully placed letters, but he would, with unwavering persistence, reconstruct them tirelessly, his determination unyielding. He often found himself shouting out towards the boundless ocean, his voice raw and hoarse, his desperate words swallowed and dispersed by the relentless wind. It was a cathartic way to vent his pent-up emotions, to express both his enduring hope and his profound frustration, a necessary release of internal tension. Every distant cloud on the horizon, every faint, indistinct smudge against the sky, inevitably proved to be a crushing false hope, a mirage of his desperate desire. He allowed himself to feel the sharp sting of disappointment with each realization, but he never, ever succumbed to it completely, always finding the strength to push past the despair. He reminded himself constantly that patience was a profound virtue, and that the long-awaited rescue could potentially take an agonizingly long time to materialize. He understood that he needed to continue believing, to continue fighting with every fiber of his being, diligently keeping the fragile flame of hope burning brightly within his soul, serving as his unwavering guiding light. The island, he acknowledged, was his temporary home, his current reality, but his heart ached with an intense longing to eventually return to his true home. He vividly imagined the emotional reunion with his beloved family, the crushing, comforting embrace of their arms, and the overwhelming wave of relief that would finally wash over him. He fiercely refused to be a permanent prisoner of the island, allowing himself to be consumed by its isolation. He was, above all, a survivor, a relentless fighter, and hope, he profoundly knew, was his most potent weapon, his unyielding driving force against the odds. The constant search for signs of life became an essential and non-negotiable part of his daily routine. a perpetual reminder of his ultimate objective and his unwavering desire to escape. He vowed that he would never cease looking, never stop waiting, and never, ever stop believing in the possibility of salvation. The solitude on the island was profound and pervasive, an ever-present companion that enveloped Alex in its silent embrace. Yet, surprisingly, he gradually learned to extract invaluable lessons from its depths. It became a sacred time for intense self-reflection, for deep introspection, and for a profound journey into self-knowledge. A unique opportunity for personal growth. He painstakingly learned to truly appreciate his own company, to attentively listen to the intricate labyrinth of his own thoughts, and to discover a profound sense of inner peace within the serene quietude of the island and the often depths of his own mind. The complete absence of the constant barrage of distractions from the modern world allowed him to forge a deeper connection with his inner self, to truly understand his own complex emotions and underlying fears, unburdened by external influences. He vividly recalled past mistakes and hard-won successes, relived cherished dreams, and confronted lingering regrets. The island, in its raw, untamed essence, functioned as a powerful mirror, relentlessly reflecting his own soul back to him, revealing his true, unadulterated essence. The profound solitude, ironically, taught him about the paramount importance of human relationships, of the vital need for genuine connection with other people. He cherished every memory of his beloved family and friends, of every comforting embrace, of every heartfelt word exchanged, valuing them more than ever before. He often found himself writing spontaneous messages in the soft sand, as if engaging in a silent conversation with an unseen companion, articulating his innermost feelings and complex thoughts. It was a peculiar yet effective way to release pent-up tension and to meticulously maintain his tenuous grip on sanity. The island was undoubtedly a refuge, a place of temporary sanctuary, but it was also, paradoxically, a demanding teacher. It tirelessly taught him to become significantly stronger, more resilient, and fiercely independent, shaping him into a more complete and capable human being. The pervasive solitude relentlessly forced him to be remarkably creative, to tirelessly seek out ingenious solutions to his problems without the benefit of anyone else's assistance. He learned to trust implicitly in himself, in his own innate abilities, and in his remarkable capacity to overcome any obstacle that arose. He discovered hidden strengths within himself that he had never even known existed, buried deep beneath the surface of his previous life. The solitude, he realized, was like a powerful forge, relentlessly molding him into a better, more self-aware, and ultimately stronger person. He came to understand that solitude was not merely an empty void, but rather a fertile space for immense personal growth, for profound introspection, and for remarkable self-discovery, leading him down a path of enlightenment. Despite the unrelenting challenges that defined his daily existence, Alex never once ceased to marvel at the sheer, untamed beauty of the island's wild nature. Each sunrise and sunset was an awe-inspiring spectacle, a vibrant kaleidoscope of colors, painting the vast sky, and every single flower, no matter how small, was a miniature, vibrant work of art, intricately crafted by nature's hand. He would spend long, contemplative moments observing the countless birds soaring gracefully in flocks across the sky, the shimmering fish leaping playfully from the crystal-clear water, and the agile monkeys frolicking freely in the ancient trees. Life on the island was an endless, vibrant symphony of energy and movement, a continuous spectacle of unbridled life in its purest form. He would often swim in the cool, crystal-clear waters of the freshwater stream, feeling the invigorating purity of nature cleanse his body and spirit. The water, he found, was a profound balm for his weary soul, purifying him from within and without, revitalizing his entire being. He would take long, reflective walks along the stretches of pristine white sand beaches, feeling the gentle caress of the soft breeze on his face and the comforting warmth of the sun on his skin. The island, he realized, was an untouched paradise, a true refuge of serene peace and captivating beauty, a haven from the chaos he once knew. The myriad sounds of nature formed his constant, harmonious orchestra, the rhythmic roar of the waves crashing on the shore, the melodious calls of exotic birds echoing through the trees, and the soft rustling of leaves stirred by the gentle breeze. It was a continuous symphony of peace and harmony, gracefully cradling his days and nights in its tranquil embrace. He would often lie stretched out on the sand, gazing up at the scattered clouds as they drifted slowly and gracefully across the vast sky. Each cloud formation seemed to take on a new, fleeting shape, telling a new story, creating a fresh image. In his mind, sparking his imagination, the island, he profoundly understood, was a patient and unwavering teacher of gratitude. He felt an immense, overwhelming gratitude for simply being alive, for possessing the fundamental necessities of water, food, and shelter, for the gift of each new day, for every small, unexpected blessing that came his way. The sheer, untamed beauty of wild nature served as a constant and powerful reminder of the paramount importance of preserving the planet, of meticulously protecting its precious, untouched ecosystems and its fragile, invaluable biodiversity. He felt an incredibly deep and spiritual connection to the island, as if it were an extension of his very being, and he, in turn, an intrinsic part of its ancient soul. It was a profound union of spirit and nature, an unbreakable bond that transcended mere physical presence. The island was his sacred sanctuary, his ultimate refuge, and he felt immensely privileged to bear witness to such breathtaking beauty, and an abundance of life in its purest, most pristine, and utterly wild state, a true testament to nature's enduring power. Alex was perpetually on the lookout for useful materials on the island, his eyes scanning every nook and cranny, every piece of debris or object that the ocean currents deposited onto the beach was immediately perceived as an opportunity, a potential resource that could contribute significantly to his ongoing survival. He often found various pieces of driftwood, remnants of distant shipwrecks or fallen trees, which could be utilized for his campfire, or, more importantly, carefully fashioned into new, vital tools. Each piece of wood, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, was considered incredibly valuable, a potential treasure waiting to be repurposed. He also discovered old, weathered ropes, often frayed and worn by the sea, which could be meticulously unraveled and their strong fibers rebraided to create new, sturdier cords, or used to securely bind other objects together. Recycling and resourcefulness were absolutely essential for his subsistence, forcing him to maximize the utility of every single item he found. He also frequently came across empty plastic bottles, remnants of human civilization that had drifted ashore, which he meticulously cleaned and used to store precious fresh water or for safe food storage. Each empty container was considered a valuable find, ensuring a consistent and diverse supply of provisions. He also made a remarkable discovery that certain local plants possessed incredibly strong and durable fibers, which could be woven to create sturdy baskets, effective fishing nets, or even rudimentary clothing, significantly expanding his crafting possibilities and improving his quality of life. The island, he realized, was a vast, natural repository of resources, and he was diligently learning to accurately identify them and to utilize them with remarkable creativity and ingenuity. Resourcefulness, he discovered, was his most potent tool, his innate intelligence guiding him through every challenge. He felt a profound connection to the primal existence of a modern-day hunter-gatherer, living in complete harmony with the natural world, meticulously using what it generously offered in a sustainable and conscious manner, taking only what he needed. The constant, diligent search for materials served as an unwavering reminder of his profound dependence on the island's natural bounty. He felt an immense and pervasive gratitude for every single discovery he made, for every unexpected gift the island bestowed upon him, cherishing each item found. He began to perceive himself as an artisan, a true craftsman, painstakingly transforming the raw elements of nature into functional tools and essential objects vital for his survival, creating with his own capable hands every successfully repurposed item. Every completed piece of craftsmanship was a small yet significant victory, a tangible testament to his growing capacity to both accomplish and create under the most challenging circumstances. He was perpetually searching for something new, a fresh challenge to engage both his mind and his hands, effectively transforming the pervasive solitude into productive activity. Idleness, he knew, was an insidious threat to his mental well-being, and he valiantly combated it with tireless work and boundless creativity, building not just physical objects, but also rebuilding himself, stronger and more capable with each passing day. At night, as the island sounds softened and the stars emerged, Alex's dreams became remarkably vivid and intensely realistic. He found himself drifting back to his life before the island, reliving cherished moments with his friends, his beloved family, and the comforting familiarity of his home. These dreams offered a temporary refuge, a much-needed escape from the harsh reality of the island, a brief yet profound opportunity to revisit his past. However, upon the inevitable awakening, he was abruptly confronted once more with the stark reality of his profound solitude and the persistent, demanding challenges of his daily existence. He allowed himself to feel the sharp pangs of homesickness and the deep pangs of sadness that invariably accompanied these waking moments. But he fiercely refused to let these potent emotions overwhelm him. He knew he needed to remain strong and resilient, maintaining his unwavering focus on his immediate survival. He frequently reminded himself that dreams, no matter how ephemeral, were vitally important, for they diligently kept the fragile flame of hope burning brightly within him, perpetually nurturing his fervent desire to eventually return home, serving as a powerful reminder of his ultimate purpose. He would often engage in imaginary conversations with his loved ones in his dreams, recounting his numerous adventures on the island and reiterating his unwavering determination to survive. Finding a strange comfort in these mental dialogues, the line between the ethereal realm of dreams and the harsh tangibility of reality occasionally became unsettlingly thin, forcing him to exert conscious effort to remain firmly anchored in the present moment, preventing himself from succumbing to the confusion and disorientation. The island, he understood, was a formidable test, a profound trial of his mental and emotional resilience, pushing him to his absolute limits. He was painstakingly learning to cope with the profound weight of solitude, and to meticulously maintain his sanity, a continuous daily battle that he was determined to win. He skillfully utilized his dreams as a potent source of inspiration, transforming them into a constant reminder of what he was relentlessly fighting to achieve. The burning desire to return home was a powerful, unyielding engine that fueled his every effort. The reality of the island was undeniably harsh and unforgiving, yet, paradoxically, he accepted it with a growing sense of stoicism. He was diligently learning to live with its demands, to discover unexpected beauty and profound meaning even in its most challenging aspects, gradually beginning to flourish even in adversity. His dreams, while a safe haven, were a poignant counterpoint to the battlefield of his daily existence, where he fought relentlessly for his life and for the promise of a future beyond the island. This constant interplay between the two worlds strengthened his resolve, making him even more determined to overcome his current circumstances. With each passing day, Alex felt his spirit undeniably strengthening, growing more robust against the relentless pressures of his solitary existence. He had, by now, overcome an astonishing array of challenges, and each hard-won victory, no matter how small, relentlessly forged him into a more profoundly resilient individual. He had painstakingly learned to effectively cope with both physical pain and emotional distress, to unearth hidden reservoirs of strength during moments of profound weakness, and to consistently rise again after every setback, never truly giving up. His mind, he realized, had become his greatest ally, an impenetrable shield against the insidious creep of despair, providing unwavering support. The island, in its raw, untamed essence, served as a profound teacher, imparting invaluable lessons about the extraordinary human capacity for adaptation, about the indomitable power of the human spirit. He was steadily transforming into a better version of himself, undeniably stronger and infinitely wiser than before. He constantly reminded himself that surrender was simply not an option, a thought he fiercely banished from his mind. He was resolute in his commitment to fight until the very end, summoning every ounce of his strength and unwavering determination, refusing to yield. Resilience, he understood, was not merely an abstract concept, but a tangible muscle that he diligently exercised on a daily basis. The more consistently he confronted and overcame daunting challenges, the stronger and more unyielding he became, effectively forging his character in the crucible of adversity. He felt an immense sense of profound gratitude for the invaluable lessons that the island was meticulously imparting to him. It was, he believed, diligently preparing him for whatever the future might hold, for any unforeseen challenge that could potentially arise, fortifying his very soul. His faith in himself, once perhaps wavering, was now unshakable. He placed unwavering trust in his own innate abilities, in his remarkable capacity to overcome any obstacle, and in his ingenuity to consistently find solutions. The island, he understood, was not just a place, but a rigorous test, a profound trial of his courage and indomitable determination. He was, undeniably, passing this test with honor and profound dignity, unequivocally proving his intrinsic worth to himself. He felt an overwhelming sense of pride, identifying himself as a true warrior, an unyielding survivor, a man who had, against all odds, discovered his formidable inner strength amidst the overwhelming adversity that defined his new reality. Each new dawn brought with it the implicit promise of a fresh challenge, a new obstacle to confront, and he was ready to face each one with unwavering courage and a renewed sense of purpose. This relentless process of self-discovery and transformation was the true essence of his time on the island. Asterisk, one ordinary day. As Alex meticulously walked along the pristine shoreline, his gaze fixed on the endless expanse of the ocean, he suddenly spotted something strikingly unusual among the countless shells and various pieces of ocean debris. It was a glass bottle, perfectly sealed, meticulously rolled, and gently deposited by the rhythmic waves. And intriguingly, it contained a small, rolled-up piece of paper inside. His heart immediately pounded in his chest, a frantic drumbeat of anticipation and fervent hope. Could this be a message of rescue, a tangible sign that the world had not utterly forgotten him, that help was finally on its way, breaking through his isolation? He sprinted towards the bottle, his hands trembling slightly, with a mixture of excitement and raw anxiety as he carefully picked it up. The glass exterior was heavily coated with slimy green algae and fine grains of sand, but to his immense relief, the paper sealed inside appeared remarkably dry and completely intact, a truly promising sign that intensified his hope. With utmost care and a delicate touch, he meticulously removed the cork from the bottle's neck, and then, with trembling fingers, painstakingly extracted the rolled-up piece of paper. It was, indeed, a message, clearly written by hand, but to his immediate and crushing disappointment, it was inscribed in a language he did not recognize, an undecipherable enigma. A wave of profound disappointment washed over him, hitting him with the force and chilling impact of a frigid ocean wave. It was definitively not a message of rescue, as he had so desperately hoped, but rather an obscure enigma, a cryptic mystery from a distant, unknown past. He tried valiantly to decipher the unfamiliar words, but his efforts proved utterly impossible. The strange symbols and characters made no sense to him whatsoever. The message, in its undecipherable form, seemed to whisper of a distant past, perhaps from another lost sailor, a kindred spirit as shipwrecked as he, an echoing lament from another solitary soul, despite the initial sharp sting of disappointment. Alex felt a strange, almost ethereal connection with the unknown author of the mysterious message. He realized, with a sense of profound empathy, that he was not entirely alone in his arduous journey of deep solitude, that there were others who had faced similar fates. He carefully placed the bottle and its enigmatic message aside, treating them with the reverence of a precious treasure. It served as a powerful reminder of the boundless vastness of the ocean and the countless untold destinies that it silently carried within its depths. The message in the bottle, though not the specific hope he had yearned for, became a different kind of symbol of enduring hope. It was a poignant sign that life relentlessly continued, even in the most remote and seemingly forgotten corners of the world. A resilient flame that refused to be extinguished by isolation. He often found himself pondering the story behind the message, weaving tales in his mind about the person who had sent it, and whether they, too, had found peace or ultimately succumbed to the vastness of the sea. Alex knew with unwavering certainty that boredom was an insidious enemy, just as perilous as the gnawing pangs of hunger or the burning torment of thirst. To effectively combat this silent threat, he constantly kept himself occupied, meticulously, creating various projects and essential tasks, thereby keeping his mind actively engaged and alert. He dedicated countless hours to the painstaking construction of more efficient and sophisticated tools, such as a sharper stone axe or a more effective fishing spear, continuously refining his craftsmanship. He found a creative outlet in sculpting various forms from wood, often depicting the island's unique animals or abstract shapes that spontaneously emerged from his mind. Art, he discovered, was not merely a leisure activity, but a powerful form of self-expression and a crucial way to maintain his creative faculties. He meticulously practiced the intricate art of weaving, transforming various plant fibers into sturdy baskets, effective fishing nets, or even rudimentary articles of clothing, which significantly expanded his practical possibilities. He frequently embarked on new explorations of previously uncharted areas of the island, diligently searching for undiscovered resources or breathtakingly inspiring landscapes. The constant pursuit of discovery became a powerful, intrinsic motivation, fueling his innate curiosity and keeping him mentally stimulated. Alex's mind was perpetually in motion, tirelessly contemplating new solutions, devising innovative ways to improve his quality of life on the island. He began to perceive himself not just as a survivor, but as an inventor, a creator, a true master of his own destiny, shaping his environment with his hands and intellect. The island, in its untamed state, had become his personal laboratory, a boundless arena for experimentation, and he, in turn, was the dedicated scientist, diligently experimenting and learning with each passing day. The art of consistently keeping himself busy was a crucial and effective method of preserving his sanity, of successfully warding off the creeping tendrils of despair, and of finding profound purpose in his solitary life on the island. Every single project he successfully completed, no matter how minor, represented a small yet significant victory, a tangible reminder of his remarkable capacity to achieve and to create against formidable odds. He was perpetually seeking out something new, a fresh challenge to engage both his mind and his hands, effectively transforming the pervasive solitude into a period of immense productivity and personal growth. Idleness, he knew, was a direct threat to his mental well-being, and he valiantly combated it with tireless work and boundless creativity, constructing not just physical objects, but also meticulously rebuilding himself, making him stronger and more capable with each passing day. This relentless pursuit of purpose and continuous learning was the true essence of his survival on the island, a testament to the power of human ingenuity. One afternoon, as Alex was meticulously fishing along the tranquil beach, his gaze fixed on the shimmering expanse of the horizon, he suddenly noticed something moving distinctly in the distant sky. It was not a ship, as he so often hoped, but rather a graceful flock of seabirds, soaring majestically in a precise, synchronized formation. It was a clear and reassuring sign that the island, despite its isolated appearance, was not completely cut off from the world. That animal life, driven by instinct, moved freely and purposefully between distant islands and continents, connecting him to a larger world. He observed the birds with a profound sense of fascination, his mind wandering as he imagined where they had originated from and to what distant lands they were heading, their journey a mystery. They were, he realized, silent messengers from the outside world, bringing with them a small but precious piece of hope, a reminder of connection. A few days later, a playful pod of dolphins unexpectedly approached the coastline, their sleek bodies gracefully gliding and playfully leaping through the gentle ocean waves. Alex watched them with a genuine smile on his face, feeling an unbidden sense of joy and childlike wonder flood his heart. The dolphins appeared remarkably cheerful and exuberantly playful, and their unexpected presence brought a welcome touch of pure happiness to Alex's otherwise solitary life, an unexpected and delightful gift from the sea. He found himself idly wondering if they could somehow become his friends, his loyal companions on this isolated island, sharing this wild, untamed paradise with him, providing solace. He even found himself talking aloud to them, recounting the details of his arduous journey, seeking a form of connection, however ephemeral. The very presence of these various animals was a constant and comforting reminder that he was, despite appearances, not entirely alone. Nature, in its myriad forms, had become his unwavering companion, his silent solace amidst the pervasive loneliness. He felt a profound sense of harmony and belonging with the animals, perceiving himself as an intrinsic part of the same intricate ecosystem, sharing the same wild home and its precious, finite resources. These unexpected visitors, both airborne and aquatic, were a true gift from the island itself, a poignant reminder that life, even in its most challenging circumstances, was consistently full of delightful surprises and breathtaking beauty, even in the most remote places. Their brief appearances broke the monotony of his isolated existence and offered him a tantalizing glimpse of a larger, interconnected world, perpetually renewing his fragile hope and lifting his spirits. Alex had by now witnessed the raw, untamed power of nature on numerous occasions during his time on the island. The tropical storms, in particular, were incredibly violent, unleashing furious winds that snapped ancient trees like matchsticks and colossal waves that mercilessly swallowed significant portions of the beach, relentlessly reshaping the coastline. During these terrifying meteorological events, he would seek immediate refuge in his sturdy, improved shelter, often feeling the very earth tremble and vibrate violently beneath his feet, a visceral and humbling experience of nature's overwhelming, untamed force. The sheer power of the natural world, he reflected, was both utterly overwhelming in its scale and profoundly awe-inspiring in its destructive capability, a truly humbling spectacle of immense, uncontrollable power. He directly observed the relentless effects of erosion, the dramatic and continuous changes in the island's coastline, and the numerous towering trees that were effortlessly toppled by the sheer, relentless force of the wind, altering the landscape daily. The island itself, he realized, was in a constant state of dynamic transformation, perpetually molded and reshaped by the powerful, unyielding elements that governed it. He diligently learned to deeply respect the immense power of nature, understanding that he could not possibly defy or conquer it, but rather he had to humbly and skillfully adapt himself to its every unpredictable whim and demand. His very survival hinged entirely on his profound ability to gracefully bend and yield to the relentless forces of the elements, embracing a posture of humble acceptance. Even during the most challenging and terrifying moments, Alex consistently managed to find a strange, almost captivating beauty in the untamed fury of nature's display. The jagged lightning bolts violently tearing across the night sky, illuminating the darkness in brilliant flashes, and the colossal waves crashing with immense, thunderous force against the shore, all combined to create a powerful and mesmerizing dance of elemental power. The island, he profoundly understood, served as a constant and stark reminder of humanity's utter insignificance when juxtaposed with the sheer, boundless magnitude of nature's grandeur. He was a mere tiny being, a solitary speck in an overwhelmingly grand world, a fleeting particle in the immense and indifferent cosmos. He felt a profound sense of humility and an immense gratitude for the extraordinary opportunity to bear witness to the raw, unadulterated power of nature in its purest and most primal state, a truly unique privilege. With each new tempest that raged and eventually subsided, he found himself becoming remarkably stronger, more resilient, and increasingly steadfast in his resolve. The island, he mused, was effectively forging him into an unyielding survivor, a true warrior of the wild, tempering his spirit. He knew instinctively that nature was an uncontrollable force, one that could not be tamed, dominated, or even truly predicted, but that it could, with diligent effort and keen observation, be profoundly understood and ultimately respected, allowing for a fragile yet essential coexistence. This understanding transformed his relationship with the island, from one of fear to one of deep appreciation and careful cohabitation. As time relentlessly pressed on, Alex began to feel an increasingly deep and profound connection with the island. It was no longer merely a desolate place of arduous survival, but rather a burgeoning home, an intrinsic extension of his very being. He knew every winding path, every babbling stream, every ancient tree with an intimate familiarity. The island itself had become a detailed, living map etched firmly in his mind, serving as an unwavering guide for his every step and exploration. He could almost tangibly feel the island's vibrant energy pulsating beneath his feet, the very heartbeat of its boundless life force. It was a profound spiritual connection, an invisible yet unbreakable bond that inextricably linked him to that ancient, wild place, a union that transcended the physical. He often found himself talking aloud to the island, as if it were a sentient, living entity, confiding his deepest fears, articulating his enduring hopes, and sharing his most cherished dreams, seeking a silent confidant. The island, he realized, had become his closest confidant, his steadfast friend, and his most profound teacher. It relentlessly taught him invaluable lessons about the delicate balance of life and death, about the unyielding importance of patience, and about the unwavering power of perseverance. imparting profound wisdom. He felt an undeniable sense of belonging, truly becoming an intrinsic part of the island, an integral element of its intricate ecosystem. He belonged to that place. He comprehended, in a way that he had never felt before in his entire life, a deep and undeniable sense of true synchronicity. The pervasive solitude, though still present, had transformed into a shared solitude, a quiet introspection that now brought him a profound sense of peace and a unique opportunity for self-reflection, a serene refuge within himself. He instinctively took on the role of the island's protector, meticulously caring for its precious resources, ensuring that absolutely nothing went to waste, embodying a deep respect. He was, in essence, a diligent guardian, a responsible caretaker of his personal paradise, approaching his duties with both profound respect and immense gratitude. The deep connection he felt with the island was in itself a precious gift, a powerful reminder that true happiness and contentment could be unexpectedly found even in the most remote and seemingly isolated places. In their inherent simplicity, he was now fully immersed in its natural rhythms, finding solace and purpose in its wild beauty, and his spirit was now deeply rooted in its ancient soil. This bond strengthened with each passing day, intertwining his fate ever more closely with that of the island, creating an unbreakable spiritual and physical link. He moved with a newfound grace and confidence, every action reflecting his profound respect for the living entity that had embraced him. Alex spent countless hours lost in deep thought, meticulously replaying memories of his past, of the life he had so abruptly left behind before the island. The memories were remarkably vivid, almost tangible, yet paradoxically, they seemed to belong to another person, to another distant existence, a time that felt incredibly far removed. He vividly recalled the faces of his parents, the laughter of his friends, the rhythm of his old job. These were bittersweet recollections, filled with a poignant mix of profound longing and nostalgic melancholy, a bittersweet ache in his heart. He often found himself envisioning what his future might hold, pondering with intense uncertainty whether he would ever be miraculously rescued, or if, by some twist of fate, he was destined to spend the remainder of his life on this isolated island. The future, he knew, remained inherently uncertain, shrouded in an impenetrable mist. Yet he clung fiercely to the fragile flame of hope. He consciously refused to allow himself to be trapped by the lingering regrets of the past or to succumb to excessive worry about the unknown future. Instead, he meticulously focused his entire being on the powerful present moment, on the now, on what he could actively control and experience right then. The island, he realized, was a peculiar kind of limbo, a transitional space suspended between what had irrevocably been and what would eventually come to be. He was diligently learning to exist fully within this liminal space, to find a delicate yet crucial balance amidst the inherent uncertainty and the constant shifts of his new reality. He consistently reminded himself that each new day was a fresh beginning, an untouched canvas, a new and invaluable opportunity to learn and to grow, to constantly reinvent himself and adapt. The past, he understood, served as a profound lesson, a reservoir of experiences from which to draw wisdom. The future, while unknown, was a compelling promise, a silent, beckoning call. But the present, he knew with absolute certainty was the only tangible reality he could truly touch, feel, and actively shape. He strived to live each moment to its fullest, with an intensity born of his isolation. He found a growing sense of peace with his extraordinary journey, with the choices that he had been forced to make, and, perhaps most profoundly, with the enigmatic destiny that had ultimately led him to this remote island, accepting its profound implications. The past and the future, he often mused, were like the ceaseless tides, perpetually coming and going, ebbing and flowing. But the present was the unwavering, solid ground upon which he diligently built his new life, his personal fortress of existence. Even after an extensive and indeterminate period of time had elapsed, the fragile flame of hope within Alex never completely extinguished. It was a persistent, flickering ember, perhaps small and at times barely visible, but it remarkably never died out entirely, serving as an unyielding lighthouse in the encroaching darkness of his solitude. He diligently continued his routine of scanning the distant horizon, meticulously preparing and igniting the large bonfire on the beach, and tirelessly reforming the unmistakable SOS letters in the yielding sand. This unwavering persistence, he profoundly knew, was his steadfast ally, his constant driving force against the crushing weight of isolation and despair. He often recalled various survival stories he had read, tales of shipwrecked individuals who were miraculously rescued after agonizing years of profound solitude. Hope, he understood, was the potent fuel for his weary soul, perpetually keeping him alive and remarkably resilient, of the overwhelming joy of reuniting with his beloved family and friends, and of the comforting familiarity of the life that anxiously awaited him. These dreams, he realized, were a vital nourishment for his flickering hope, constantly replenishing his spirits and sustaining him. The island, in its vastness and unforgiving nature, was a continuous test of his unwavering faith, a profound trial of his unwavering belief in a better future beyond his current predicament. He held a deep-seated conviction that his arduous time on the island would not ultimately be in vain, that there was a deeper, perhaps even divine, purpose to his extraordinary journey. He would often engage in silent pleas to the vast, indifferent stars, to the boundless ocean, and even to the island itself, fervently asking for a sign, for any small indication that rescue was finally drawing near, a desperate plea for a miracle. The sheer persistence of his hope was a powerful testament to his formidable inner strength, to his unwavering determination to never surrender, to fight relentlessly until the very end. He understood with profound clarity that hope was not merely a passive emotion, but a conscious choice, a deliberate act of will, and he resolutely chose to embrace hope even in the face of profound uncertainty and pervasive loneliness. The island, he perceived, had become a grand, solitary stage, and he, in his unwavering resolve, was the central actor in his own compelling story of survival. Hope, he realized, was his comprehensive script, the guiding narrative that continuously propelled him forward, driving his every action. He was deeply convinced that as long as there was life, there would always be an enduring hope, and he would carry that precious hope with him, day after day, without ever faltering or yielding to despair. Alex began to pay meticulous attention to the subtle, almost imperceptible messages carried by the wind. The breeze, he noticed, consistently brought with it the fresh, briny scent of the sea, the rhythmic sound of breaking waves, and, on occasion, the faint, lingering smell of distant smoke. He often found himself imagining that this elusive smoke might be emanating from other unseen islands, or perhaps with a surge of renewed hope from a passing ship or boat far off in the distance. It was a subtle yet powerful sign that the island was not entirely isolated, that he was part of a larger, interconnected world, providing a sense of connection. The wind also carried with it the wonderfully sweet and intoxicating aroma of the forest's exotic flowers, the rich, earthy scent of the damp soil after a rain, and the invigorating coolness of fresh precipitation. He consciously felt the gentle caress of the wind on his face, a soft, ethereal touch, a constant reminder of the vibrant life that flowed ceaselessly all around him. The wind, he realized, was a silent, ethereal messenger, tirelessly bringing him news from the external world. And from the very heart of the island itself, he painstakingly learned to decipher its subtle whispers and to accurately interpret its directional shifts, becoming attuned to its silent language. He vividly recalled that the wind, though an invisible force, was undeniably powerful, constantly shaping the landscape around him and significantly influencing the island's dynamic weather patterns. He felt an ever-deepening sense of harmony with the wind, perceiving himself as an intrinsic part of its constant, mesmerizing dance, a silent partner. He allowed the wind to gently guide his footsteps, trusting its invisible currents to lead him towards new, uncharted discoveries and revealing new horizons of the island. The wind was more than just a natural phenomenon. It was a captivating song, a soothing melody that gently cradled his thoughts and profoundly calmed his soul, bringing him a rare sense of inner peace. He felt immense gratitude for the subtle messages carried by the wind, for the continuous stream of life-affirming information and the constant influx of hope that it faithfully brought with it. Each gentle gust was a quiet conversation, an intimate interaction with the vast, living world around him. The consistent breeze that flowed past him was a poignant reminder that even in his profound isolation, he remained undeniably connected to the boundless, vibrant world beyond his immediate surroundings, an unbreakable, invisible link. It was as if the island itself was whispering its ancient secrets directly to him through the wind, and Alex, with his heightened senses, was perfectly attuned to hear every subtle nuance. Taught Alex, driven by an insatiable curiosity, gradually began to discover the breathtaking wonders of the island's vibrant underwater world. He would often swim for long periods in the remarkably crystal-clear waters along the coastline, meticulously observing the kaleidoscope of colorful fish and the intricate, delicate coral reefs that teemed with life. The vast ocean, he realized, was a sprawling, living underwater garden, boasting an astonishing profusion of diverse life forms and an explosion of vibrant colors, a truly unforgettable and awe-inspiring spectacle of natural beauty. He frequently witnessed mesmerizing schools of fish swimming in perfect, synchronized formations, graceful, transparent jellyfish gently pulsating and floating serenely through the currents, and countless bright, shimmering starfish clinging to the sandy bottom. The profound calm that permeated the underwater world was an immediate balm for his often troubled soul, offering a unique refuge of unparalleled peace and serenity. he felt a deep sense of tranquility, effortlessly floating amidst the breathtaking beauty and the serene stillness of the aquatic environment. He diligently learned the art of freediving, gradually extending his breath-holding capabilities and fearlessly exploring the deeper, more mysterious realms of the ocean relentlessly, uncovering its hidden secrets. The sea had become his personal playground, his sacred sanctuary, and an endless source of profound inspiration. He felt an undeniable sense of being utterly at home in the water, as if he were a native fish, feeling liberated and in perfect harmony with the aquatic world. He constantly marveled at the astonishing diversity of marine life, the sheer richness and complexity of the underwater ecosystems that thrived around the island. The island, he comprehended, was not just a piece of land, but a veritable biological treasure chest, a paradise of biodiversity, a living testament to nature's artistry. He felt immense gratitude for the extraordinary opportunity to witness such immense beauty and an abundance of life in its purest, most untouched form. It was an undeniable privilege to be there, experiencing this unique and intimate connection with the natural world. The underwater world served as a powerful and constant reminder of the intrinsic beauty of nature, of its boundless capacity to create and to tirelessly nurture life in its most diverse and astonishing forms. Every single dive he undertook was a new and thrilling adventure, a fresh discovery, deepening his already profound connection with the island's intricate and vibrant ecosystem. He found that the ocean, in its gentle embrace, offered a form of meditation, a way to quiet his mind and simply exist in the moment. Surrounded by unparalleled beauty, Alex, through diligent observation, began to perceive a profound truth. Despite his pervasive solitude, he was fundamentally not isolated from the intricate web of life on the island. The very nature of the island consistently demonstrated an inherent and powerful solidarity, where all forms of life, from the smallest insect to the largest tree, were intricately and undeniably interconnected, forming a cohesive whole. He keenly observed how the various plants depended entirely on the life-giving sun and the sustaining water, how the diverse animals relied explicitly on the plants for sustenance, and, crucially, how he, in turn, depended on all of them for his very survival. The island's delicate food chain, he realized, was a meticulously crafted, perfect cycle, where life perpetually nourished life, constantly transforming and renewing itself into new life, a continuous and mesmerizing dance of existence. He witnessed firsthand the careful precision with which the birds constructed their nests, the tender devotion with which the monkeys cared for their young, and the seamless coordination with which the fish swam in their shimmering schools. Life on the island, he understood, was not a solitary endeavor, but a collaborative effort, a vibrant community working in intricate harmony. He felt a deep and undeniable sense of belonging to this profound cycle, an essential link in the vibrant chain of life that thrived on the island. He was, he realized, an active participant, not merely a passive observer, diligently contributing to the delicate balance and inherent beauty of this intricate ecosystem. Nature, in its collective wisdom, functioned as a cohesive community, and he, in his humility, was now one of its respected members. He felt accepted, an intrinsic part of something larger and infinitely more meaningful than his individual existence, the profound solidarity of nature. he found taught him invaluable lessons about the paramount importance of cooperation and the inherent strength of mutual support. Crucial lessons for any life, especially his own. He felt an immense sense of profound gratitude for the extraordinary opportunity to be an integral part of this vibrant ecosystem, for being able to contribute, even in his small way, to its continuous life and its breathtaking beauty, doing so with profound respect. The island, he often reflected, served as a living example of how life could not only survive, but remarkably prosper in perfect harmony, when all its myriad elements worked together in seamless synchronicity, a testament to natural order. He had found a silent family in the trees, the ocean, and the creatures, a network of life that offered comfort and a sense of belonging in his isolated world. The myriad sounds of the island constituted its perpetual soundtrack, a constant and intricate melody that gracefully accompanied Alex throughout every moment of his arduous journey. The soft, rhythmic whisper of waves breaking gently on the shore, the melodious calls of exotic birds echoing through the verdant canopy, and the gentle rustling of leaves stirred by the persistent breeze combined to compose this rich symphony. The comforting crackle and pop of his campfire, the soothing murmur of the freshwater stream as it flowed over pebbles, and the distinct croaking of frogs that emerged only at night. Each individual sound was a singular, unique note in the grand, natural symphony of the island, a cherished part of its intricate melody. He diligently learned to accurately identify each distinct sound, to recognize its subtle nuances, and to comprehend its specific meanings within the island's complex soundscape. The sudden snap of a twig indicating an animal moving stealthily through the dense forest, the ominous distant roar of thunder signaling an approaching storm. Each sound told its own story, revealing a new layer of understanding. The combined sounds of the island served as a constant and powerful reminder of the vibrant, ceaseless life that flowed all around him, of the raw, untamed energy that perpetually filled the humid air at every fleeting instant. He felt an ever-deepening sense of profound synchronicity with the intrinsic sounds of nature, as if they were an organic extension of his own conscious mind, a form of silent, profound communication without the need for spoken words. The sounds of the island, he realized, were a complex language, a rich tapestry of auditory information that he was diligently learning to decipher with each passing day and with unwavering attention, unlocking its secrets. He would often lie down at night within the confines of his shelter, listening intently to the mesmerizing sounds of the island, and found himself enveloped in a profound sense of peace, gently lulled into a deep and restorative sleep by the soothing, rhythmic melody of nature itself. The diverse sounds of the island were, in essence, a precious gift, a perpetual reminder that life, even in its most challenging and isolated forms, was inherently filled with an abundance of breathtaking beauty and a constant, captivating music. Each distinct sound was a tangible presence, a unique companion, assuring him that he was never truly alone, but perpetually surrounded by the vibrant, pulsating rhythm of life itself. This symphony was a constant source of comfort, making his solitude less daunting and his nights more peaceful. Alex bore witness to the astonishing resilience of nature on the island firsthand, observing its remarkable ability to endure and recover. After a torrential storm raged with fierce intensity, he observed with profound admiration how the battered trees slowly but surely began to rise again, their branches reaching for the sky. How new, vibrant plants miraculously sprouted from seemingly barren earth, and how life, in its relentless cycle, consistently continued its tireless journey. Nature, he realized, possessed an incredible and innate capacity to heal itself, to regenerate with astonishing vigor, and to flawlessly adapt to even the most daunting challenges, constantly demonstrating its unwavering strength. He frequently saw various plants stubbornly growing in the most unlikely places, such as narrow, rocky crevices, and observed ancient trees recovering from severely broken branches, their wounds slowly mending. He also witnessed countless animals adapting with remarkable agility to new, altered environments, finding ways to thrive. The island itself, he comprehended, was a living, breathing example of how life could not only survive, but remarkably prosper, even in the face of immense adversity, a testament to its inherent strength. It illustrated how nature was powerful and untamable, never truly giving up or succumbing to defeat. He found himself profoundly inspired by the relentless resilience of nature, diligently learning to apply these invaluable lessons to his own demanding life, drawing strength from what he saw. Nature, he understood, was a profound teacher of unwavering persistence, of inherent strength, and of continuous renewal. It tirelessly taught him to never surrender, to always find a way forward, no matter the obstacles, guiding his spirit. He felt an immense sense of profound gratitude for the extraordinary opportunity to witness such immense beauty and unparalleled strength. It was an undeniable privilege to be there, observing life in its purest and most unyielding form. The island served as a powerful and constant reminder that life, in its endless tenacity, always finds a way to persist, to thrive, and to flourish, even in the most difficult and seemingly inhospitable places. He felt an integral part of this enduring cycle of resilience, an active participant in the perpetual dance of life and continuous renewal, an essential link in the chain of survival. This deep understanding brought him a new perspective on his own struggles, transforming them from mere hardships into opportunities for growth and profound self-discovery. The island, despite the multitude of challenges it constantly presented, also surprisingly offered unexpected and truly precious gifts. To Alex, moments of unadulterated joy that brightened his often monotonous days. During one of his explorations, he stumbled upon a hidden grotto, a secluded cave bathed in soft, ethereal light filtering through a narrow crevice in the ceiling, its interior filled with refreshingly cool, fresh water. It was a true secret sanctuary, a peaceful and hidden refuge from the outside world. He also, with a stroke of luck, discovered a bustling nest of sea turtles, patiently observing the tiny hatchlings as they instinctively emerged from the warm sand and instinctively scrambled towards the vast, welcoming ocean. It was a magical and deeply emotional scene, a testament to the miracle of life itself. He also found a large breadfruit tree, a source of abundant and highly nutritious food that he had not previously discovered. It was an unexpected and welcome feast, a true culinary gift from the benevolent hand of nature. Each new gift from the island was a delightful surprise, a powerful reminder that life, even in its most challenging circumstances, was inherently full of breathtaking wonders and unexpected blessings, keeping his spirits lifted. He felt an immense and pervasive gratitude for every single discovery, for every unexpected blessing he received, valuing each one deeply. The island, he realized, was an inexhaustible source of boundless generosity, a true paradise overflowing with natural abundance, a cornucopia of life. He meticulously valued each gift, utilizing it with profound wisdom and without any unnecessary waste. He consciously became a diligent guardian of the island's precious resources, a respectful and responsible caretaker of his personal paradise, ensuring its longevity. The gifts from the island, he understood, were a unique form of communication, a way for nature itself to express its deep affection and to showcase its immense abundance, its inherent kindness. He felt an overwhelming sense of fortune and privilege, realizing how remarkably lucky he was to be in such a magical and profoundly generous place, experiencing a truly unique existence. The island, to him, was a modern-day Garden of Eden, and he, in his humility, was its fortunate inhabitant, living in serene harmony with every aspect of his surroundings. This continuous exchange of challenges and gifts fostered an even deeper connection between Alex and his island home, a symbiotic relationship. Alex's meticulously crafted routine on the island had become unwavering, an unshakable pillar of his very existence, serving as his indispensable anchor. This consistent structure, he found, not only grounded him, but also guided his daily actions, and relentlessly kept him focused, providing a profound sense of purpose. Waking with the first light of the sun, diligently collecting water, engaging in the necessary tasks of hunting or fishing, and meticulously working on construction or repairs throughout the day, culminated in the comforting presence of the campfire and the mesmerizing stars at night. This was his unwavering daily rhythm. Each new day, he realized, was a repetition of essential tasks. Yet every single task was executed with a clear purpose and unwavering dedication. Each moment infused with meaning, his meticulously planned. Routine served as an impenetrable shield against the insidious, creeping tendrils of monotony, a powerful method of keeping his mind actively engaged and his body constantly in motion, effectively preventing the onset of debilitating boredom. He felt a profound sense of strength and capability, perceiving himself as a true master of his own disciplined routine. The island, in its vastness and wild beauty, had become his personal stage, and he, in his unwavering resolve, was the primary artist, meticulously shaping his existence through consistent effort. His routine, he understood, was a demanding but effective teacher of discipline, tirelessly imparting the paramount importance of maintaining unwavering focus and steadfast determination, never allowing himself to waver from his chosen path. He felt a deep and pervasive sense of inner peace with his established routine, embracing the stark simplicity and the profound beauty of his isolated life on the island, finding genuine contentment in its rhythms. The consistent routine, he found, was also a powerful form of meditation, a profound way to connect deeply with the present moment and with the raw, untamed essence of nature, existing in a seamless, constant flow. He felt an immense and pervasive gratitude for his meticulously crafted routine, for being able to live his life in such an authentic and profoundly connected manner, existing in complete harmony with his surroundings. Every single action he performed was an active act of presence, a conscious engagement with his current reality, and each passing day presented a renewed opportunity to delve even deeper into the profound complexities of his new existence, making him more self-aware, even with the unwavering routine that anchored his days and the deepening connection he felt with the island. Thoughts of eventual rescue never truly abandoned Alex. They lingered persistently, a constant, subtle hum in the background of his mind, a perpetual yearning. He continued to dream vividly of his family, of the overwhelming joy of their reunion, and of the familiar, comforting life he had so abruptly left behind, maintaining a potent sense of hope. He would often find himself meticulously imagining the precise moment when a distant ship would miraculously appear on the horizon, or the distinct, life-affirming sound of a helicopter's rotors approaching from the vast sky above. A moment of salvation he craved. He mentally rehearsed the heartfelt words he would utter, the crushing, comforting embraces he would share with his loved ones. The mental image of his rescue was remarkably vivid, almost tangible, a constant and powerful desire that fueled his spirit. Hope, he understood, was an unyielding driving force, relentlessly propelling him forward, constantly keeping him strong and remarkably resilient in the face of his pervasive solitude. He constantly reminded himself that each passing day on the island, no matter how challenging, was an incremental step closer to his eventual rescue, a renewed opportunity to be miraculously found, to finally return to his true home. The island, he recognized, was undoubtedly a formidable test of his endurance and will, but it also served as an unexpected and crucial preparation for the future, whatever it might hold. He was painstakingly learning to deeply value every single moment, every invaluable lesson learned, and every challenging obstacle overcome. The persistent thoughts of rescue served as a constant and powerful reminder of his ultimate objective, of his unwavering will to return home, to the people he loved, to his past life. He felt a growing sense of peace with his thoughts, accepting them as an intrinsic part of his extraordinary journey, rather than fighting against their presence. Hope, he profoundly understood, was like a powerful lighthouse, steadfastly guiding him through the vast, intimidating darkness of his uncertainty, a constant reminder that the end of his arduous journey, though still shrouded in uncertainty, could indeed bring the sweet promise of freedom and reunion. He swore to himself that he would never allow despair to extinguish this precious flame, diligently keeping it burning brightly within the depths of his heart. No matter the circumstances, Alex gradually realized that his extraordinary journey on the island was not merely about the primal act of survival, but rather about a profound process of self-discovery and a transformative personal evolution. He had, undeniably, become a fundamentally different person, significantly stronger, far more resilient, and deeply connected to nature in its purest and most essential form. He had painstakingly learned invaluable lessons about the profound importance of gratitude, the enduring power of patience, the relentless necessity of perseverance, and the unyielding strength of faith in himself. Lessons that would resonate for a lifetime. The island, he understood, was his ultimate teacher, a vast, living classroom, and he, in his humility, was its most dedicated and receptive student. He had absorbed lessons that he knew would accompany him forever, meticulously molding his character and profoundly shaping his worldview. He felt an immense and pervasive gratitude for the entirety of his experience, for the multitude of challenges that had relentlessly shaped him, and for the breathtaking beauties that had continuously inspired him throughout his arduous journey. His time on the island, he now comprehended, was an unexpected and profound gift, an unprecedented opportunity to reconnect with the true, unadulterated essence of life, stripped bare of all unnecessary artifice and superficiality. He had successfully found an unexpected sense of inner peace within his profound solitude, discovered incredible strength in his moments of vulnerability, and unearthed profound wisdom in the stark simplicity of his new existence, charting a new path for himself. The island, he realized, was more than just a geographical location. It was a profound state of mind, a transformative pathway towards deep self-discovery and continuous personal evolution, leading him to a higher state of being. He felt an undeniable sense of readiness for whatever lay ahead, whether it be a miraculous rescue that would return him to his former life, or the continuation of a perpetual life on the island. Embracing either outcome with a newfound acceptance, the true meaning of his journey, he concluded, lay not in a specific destination, but in the remarkable transformation he had undergone, in his profound capacity to discover beauty and purpose even amidst the most adverse circumstances, and in his remarkable ability to truly flourish against all odds. Night after night, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the island embraced the cool, enveloping darkness, Alex would lie down in his sturdy, now familiar shelter, gently cradled and lulled by the constant, soothing symphony of the islands. Nocturnal sounds, the soft, rhythmic crackle of his campfire, the gentle, hypnotic sound of the waves breaking on the distant shore, and the incessant, high-pitched chirping of crickets all combined to create a comforting lullaby. His body, though perpetually weary from the day's labors, was enveloped in a profound sense of inner peace. He had, against all odds, discovered a deep, unwavering calm amidst his pervasive solitude, a personal sanctuary within his own mind. He would often lie on his back, gazing up at the countless stars that glittered with astonishing brilliance in the inky blackness of the night sky, feeling the gentle, cool breeze softly caress his face. The island, in its entirety, had become his sacred sanctuary, his ultimate refuge, his true home in its purest and most essential form, a place of belonging. He would inhale deeply, allowing the crisp, pure, and refreshingly cool air to completely fill his lungs, feeling invigorated with each breath. Life, he had learned, was inherently simple, yet paradoxically, it was incredibly full and rich, brimming with profound meaning and purpose. He felt an undeniable and profound connection to the island itself, to the boundless natural world around him, and to the vast, encompassing universe. It was an overwhelming sensation of deep belonging and perfect harmony, a seamless union of his spirit with the very essence of nature. The castaway's profound calm was, he realized, a precious gift, a hard-won reward for his unwavering resilience, and his ultimate acceptance of the unique destiny that fate had bestowed upon him, leading to his inner peace. He would drift off to sleep with a subtle, contented smile on his face, his dreams filled with the endless wonders and breathtaking beauties of the island, perpetually holding the quiet promise of a new and vibrant day dawning. The island, in its gentle embrace, had become his constant lullaby, its sounds and rhythms a soothing melody that cradled him into restful slumber. And he, in turn, was its most attentive and appreciative listener, fully immersed in its natural symphony. He was, in his solitary existence, profoundly at peace, a castaway in his own unique paradise, finding complete fulfillment and tranquility where life had unexpectedly led him. And so, dear listeners, our journey with Alex on the desert island comes to an end. He found not only survival, but also a profound connection with himself and with nature. May the peace of the island and Alex's resilience inspire your own dreams and bring you a night of calm and restful sleep. If you were captivated by Alex's story and want to continue traveling to worlds of dreams and tranquility, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. We have many other bedtime stories waiting for you, ready to cradle your dreams and calm your mind. What part of Alex's journey touched you the most? Leave your comment and tell us what story you'd like to hear next.